They say some women are born dangerous. Others are made that way by men who deserve what they get. Murphy's Creek was supposed to be empty. Nothing but dust, broken buildings, and buried gold. But standing in that abandoned town square was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. Red hair catching the sunset, green eyes that held secrets, and behind her, 7 fresh graves that told me everything I needed to know. She'd killed them all. Every man who'd come for that gold. And now she was looking at me and Jack like we were next. Partner, I should have rode away. Should have let that gold stay buried. But there's something about a dangerous woman that makes a man forget his good sense. Pour yourself a drink. This one gets bloody. It was May of 1873, 8 years since the war ended, and I was still a man who didn't know what he was chasing. Jack was the same. We'd been at Shiloh together, at Appomattox together, and now we were heading west together because there wasn't a damn thing waiting for us back east. Jack was my best friend, more than a brother. He'd saved my life 3 times. I'd saved his twice. We'd starved together, drunk ourselves bloody together, dreamed together. That dream was always the same: get rich, never go hungry again, never bow to anyone again. When that Murphy's Creek map fell into our hands, we thought our dream was finally coming true. An old prospector died at a bar in Sacramento. With his last breath, he grabbed Jack's collar and gave him a piece of paper. On it was a map and a note. $10,000 in gold coins. Buried at Murphy's Creek. Nobody knows. Jack brought his flask that night, and the 2 of us stared at that paper and made plans. $10,000. Split it, and we'd still have $5,000 each. A new start for both of us. Maybe a ranch, maybe a business, maybe just peace. Like damn fools, we never asked. If nobody knows, why did that old prospector give it to us? Took us 3 days to reach Murphy's Creek, middle of Colorado, between the mountains, a forgotten place. Gold had been found there in the 60s. Thousands came. Then the gold ran out and everybody left. All that remained were skeleton buildings, broken windows, and signs swinging in the wind. When we looked down at the town from the ridge, Jack smiled. "This is it, partner." Our ticket out. "Ghost town," I said. "Looks exactly like what it is." "Even better," said Jack. "Nobody here, nobody watching, nobody knowing. We ride in, find the gold, ride out." We pushed our horses down from the ridge. The afternoon sun was harsh and merciless. The town was silent, the kind of silence that makes a man uneasy. Just wind and the creaking of old wood. When we entered Main Street, we saw her. She was standing in front of the old saloon, wearing a faded red dress, red hair shining in the sun. She held a rifle, but the barrel was pointed down, not threatening. Just ready. And behind her, next to the saloon, 7 fresh graves. Jack and I stopped our horses. My hand went to my pistol. Jack's did too. But the woman just stood there, watching us. "Hello, gentlemen," she said. Her voice was low, sweet, but underneath was something else. Something like steel. "Welcome to Murphy's Creek. It's been a long time since we had visitors." "Just passing through," said Jack. He was lying, of course. I knew it. She knew it. The woman smiled. "Of course. Everyone's just passing through, just like them." She nodded toward the graves. Something sank in my stomach. "Who were they?" "Treasure hunters," the woman said. "All came with the same map. Same gold story. And none of them went back." Jack's face hardened. "You killed them?" The woman shrugged. "Some of them. Some killed each other. Gold makes people crazy, gentlemen. Turns friends into enemies, brothers into traitors." She fixed her eyes on me. "Are you 2 friends?" "Brothers," I said. "Even worse," said the woman. And that's when I understood this woman wasn't just dangerous. She was smart. And we'd walked into her trap the moment we rode into town. "My name's Sarah," she said. "And if you really want that gold, you're going to have to talk to me. Because I'm the only one who knows where it is." Sarah led us into the old saloon. Inside was full of dust and cobwebs, but a table still stood. And Sarah sat there, put her feet up on it, and looked at us with those green eyes. 7 men came, she said. First one 6 months ago. Had a map, just like yours, I expect. Said it was buried under the saloon. Started digging. Second one came a week later, with a different map. Said it was under the old church. Were they both wrong? Asked Jack. Sarah smiled. They were both right? And they were both wrong. That old prospector was clever. Split the map into 7 pieces, each one showing a different location. But the gold's only in one place. How do you know? I said. Because I watched all 7 men, said Sarah. Watched them all dig where their maps said. Eventually, I figured out the pattern. The gold's in the old bank vault, but it takes 3 people to get to it. Jack leaned forward. Why 3? Because the vault has 3 locks, said Sarah, each in a different spot. One on the roof, one in the basement, one in the back wall. They have to be opened at the same time, or explosives trigger, and the vault stays locked. Silence. Then Jack said, "And you want us to help you?" "I need you," said Sarah, "and you need me." We split it 3 ways, 3,300 each. We all get rich, we all leave. It sounded too simple, too easy. But those graves were outside, and there was something in Sarah's eyes, something dark. "What happened to the others?" I asked. "The others you killed?" Sarah's smile faded. "They got greedy. All of them. Wanted my share. Tried to kill me. I was faster." Jack looked at me. I looked at him. And then we both thought, we're different. We're brothers. This woman can't divide us. If only we'd known how wrong we were. Next morning we got to work. Sarah showed us where each lock was. Jack climbed to the roof. I went down to the basement. Sarah stayed at the back wall. "Ready," Sarah called out. "Ready," Jack called from the roof. "Ready," I called from the basement. "On 3. 1, 2, 3. We turned the locks at the same time. A click. Then a heavy creak. The vault was opening. I rushed upstairs. Jack came down from the roof. Sarah was on her knees in front of the vault, opening the door. And inside, gold. Hundreds of gold coins gleaming in the dim light. $10,000 worth, maybe more. Jack caught his breath. "God," Sarah smiled. "Told you." She took a handful, coins spilling through her fingers. "We're all rich. We're all free." But I was looking at Sarah, and she was looking at me. And in that moment we both knew. This wasn't where it ended. This was where it began. Because there's 3 ways to split gold. Honest, treacherous, or deadly. And what I saw in Sarah's eyes wasn't honesty. That night we camped inside the saloon. We divided the gold into our bags. 3 bags, equal shares. But nobody slept. Everyone watched the others. Jack sat by the fire, sharpening his knife. Sarah was by the window, rifle across her knees. I was in the corner, my pistol where I could see it. "Don't you trust me?" said Sarah into the silence. "Do you trust us?" said Jack. Sarah laughed. "No, but that makes us honest, doesn't it?" "7 graves outside," I said. "Didn't they trust you?" Sarah's face hardened. "They betrayed me. All of them. I just survived." "Or you betrayed them," said Jack. Sarah stood up. "Careful, Jack. Words can kill as sure as bullets." The tension was about to snap. Then I spoke. "Enough. We leave in the morning. Everyone goes their own way. Nobody betrays anybody." But I knew I was lying, and so did they. A gunshot woke me at dawn. I rushed outside, drawing my pistol. Sarah stood by the graves, rifle in hand. Jack was on the ground, shot in the shoulder, bleeding. "Sarah," I yelled. "What the hell are you doing?" "Once you're gone, it's all mine," said Sarah. She was laughing crazy. "Took 3 to open it, but not 3 to split it," Jack groaned. "Partner, shoot her, shoot." Sarah turned the rifle on me. "You were a good friend." But gold's worth more than friendship. She fired, she missed. Because Jack, wounded and bleeding as he was, threw his knife. It buried in Sarah's back. The woman stumbled, fell. I ran, lifted Jack. "Hang on, partner, hang on!" "She's gone," said Jack. He was laughing, crying. The gold, still ours. But I looked around. Sarah's bag was gone. She'd already been planning to run. Jack died 3 days later. His wound got infected. I buried him next to Sarah, the 8th grave. I took the gold, all of it. But I never spent it. Because every time I look at those coins, I see Jack. And Sarah. And those 7 men. Greed, partner. It turns people into monsters. I left Murphy's Creek with the gold, but I left a piece of me there with Jack in the grave. 15 years have passed since that day. The gold's still hidden somewhere. I can't touch it, can't even look at it, because that money isn't clean. It was earned with blood, with betrayal, death, and greed. Sometimes I think about Jack, about the last thing he said before Sarah shot him. "Partner, shoot her." I shot her, but I was too late. If you've listened this far, partner, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. Gold doesn't set you free, it imprisons you. And sometimes the worst prisons are your own conscience. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and next time I'll tell you another tale from the dusty roads. Until then, may your trails be clear and your whiskey warm.